what we're going to do today is actually learn how to tear paper. So when you buy watercolour paper, this is 300 GSM Arches hot press watercolour paper, which is a smooth watercolour paper, and it's a medium weight. When you get them in sheets like this, you're not necessarily wanting to work with a whole big sheet like this, so you can actually tear it down, and you can basically tear it into any configuration that you want. What you don't want to do is take to it with a pair of scissors, because there's nothing worse than seeing these beautiful decal edges on your paper and then a cut edge with scissors. So what I'm going to do today is show you how to tear paper. So we're going to tear this into quarter sheets. So what we're going to start with is you fold, and make sure your hands are clean because we're actually going to be pushing on the paper. So you line up the edges and just press gently on that halfway mark. And what you want to do is then press firmer and run your thumb or your finger along so you're getting a hard fold. And what this is doing is it's making it a lot easier to tear the paper. So we actually turn the paper over and do the same the other way. So when I work on heavier paper, I actually need to put a fair amount of pressure. So this is 300 GSM. I usually work on 640 GSM, which is double the weight of this. So if you're starting to work on heavier weight paper, you might want to do this backwards and forwards folding a couple of times to make sure you've put a really good crease in there so it's easier to tear. All right, so now I've got that nicely folded. I'm going to turn it around. You can see there's a bit of a crack on that edge already, so I'm going to put that cracked edge on the outside and use a steel ruler. Push the steel ruler hard into where that fold is. Now I'm left-handed. If you're right-handed, obviously you're going to do it from this side, but I'm left-handed. So I'm going to put it on that hard edge. And the secret to doing this, so I've noticed a lot of students when I'm teaching them this, they will actually pull away and they get bits tearing off all over the place and you're not getting a nice straight edge. So what I do is I push down on that ruler and I pull into the ruler. So I'm pulling against the ruler, and as I pull down that edge, I'm moving my fingers and maintaining the pressure on the ruler. So eventually I get right to the end, and that way you actually have a really nice straight edge and there's no little bits little tags or little bits ripped in. So I'll quickly do that again to get my quarter sheet. And my suggestion is don't rip the whole lot all up into quarter sheets, because you may change your mind about the orientation and the size of your paper. So I would leave this piece of paper as it is, because I might later on decide I want to tear this into thirds. So I'd fold it that way or into half, so I get like a long scroll format for a painting. But today we're just going to tear this one in half again, so we end up with what is a quarter sheet. And there you go, a piece of paper ready to start painting on. If you like this video, find more watercolour painting techniques here and subscribe to Channel NT for more workshops from Northern Territory artists. Visit channelnt.com.au.